Yeah, good evening, teachers. Kindly see that I've shared a pre-test form on your chat, and I request all of you to kindly fill that before I start the session. Thank you. Once again, I remind all the teachers to kindly look for the link that I've shared in the chat, and kindly please take up the pre-test before the session starts. Thank you. If you're done with the test, please text done, please, in the chat. I'm sharing the link again for all the others who have joined now. If you're done with the pre-test, please type done in the chat box. Good evening, everyone. Teachers, please check the link on your chat and kindly fill it before I start the session. It's a pre-test. Request all of you to kindly take up the test. Thank you, Arusa. I will begin the session after 5 minutes. Teachers, I will begin the session at 8:40. You have 3 more minutes to take up the test. Thank you, Asya. Thank you, Aruna ma'am. Teachers who have joined now, kindly please take up the pre-test. The link is shared in the chat. Request the teachers to kindly take up the pre-test. The session will begin at 8:40. Thank you, Anam. Thank you, Saida ma'am. Okay, Nida, I think you'll, once again, I will just share it again. Sharing the link again for those who have joined now. The teachers who have joined now, please check your chat box. There is a link for the pre-test. Okay. So it's 8:40 and I will begin the presentation, and teachers who have joined now, kindly check the chat for the pre-test link and kindly fill it before the session ends. Thank you. And let me just share my screen. Teachers, are you able to view my screen? Kindly, if any one of the teachers can open their audio and just answer, if you can see my screen. Because I'll not be able.
Ma'am. Yes,
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So to begin with, all of us are very familiar with the blended learning these days. I mean, off late. For the past 2 years, the whole world has been hit by Corona, and we have moved from the traditional learning to the online learning. And blended learning is not a new term for all the teachers. But to go in detail as to what blended learning is all about, how can we make blended learning more effective? I think these days we are into blended learning. We've been going to the campus and we've been teaching online. So we know what is blended learning, but how effective can that be made? That is what this presentation is all about. So this presentation and this workshop is from the e-learning unit. E-Learning and Information Technology Unit, University College of Dyer. And it is for all the teachers so that we can enhance our teaching as well as enhance our teaching through this particular mode, and how the teaching can become effective, as well as how the learning can become effective for the students. To move on, what are the objectives of this workshop? What are we going to learn? And what is going to be the outcome of this workshop? We're going to see what is blended learning and what is its vision and why. Why are we going for blended learning, and what are its components, and what media has been used in blended learning, and how to start using it, and what are its tools, and what impact does it create. And finally, we will summarize on what we have seen. What is blended learning? Just to run through this, what do you think is blended learning? See, as I told you earlier, we've been facing this situation for the past 2 years, and blended learning is not that teachers have been using it just for past 2 years. It has been there, but now it has become more familiar to the teachers. And it was always there. Blended learning was always there, but now we are into it. So that is how we need to, that approach of seeing blended learning, how we see it these 2 years. And that is what this presentation is going to focus on. So we have been following the traditional method of teaching and learning for so many years, until this recent times where we were hit by COVID. And then we started online teaching, which replaced traditional method of teaching, but then blended learning. Now we are into blended learning. So why do you think this blended learning is important, and what is blended learning is all about? And blended learning has given flexibility to students. That one thing we can say, that it has become more flexible for students. And the students are able to benefit by the two learning environments. One is face-to-face environment, and another thing is using high-tech learning. So these are the two environments where the students are exposed to, and how they are going to be benefited out of it. So what are the benefits? You have students and you teach them in college, as well as you sit at home and teach them online. So there are two environments in which the students learn. So how are these students going to be benefited? If you see the traditional method, we have role play with the immediate face-to-face interaction. You have immediate face-to-face interaction as well as the feedback. So students are benefited that way. And when it comes to online, it becomes a self-paced learning. Students can learn at their own pace. It is no compulsion. Students can learn at their own pace with e-learning or M-learning. M-learning is mobile learning. So what is mobile learning? The students can have handheld computers, or they can have MP3 players or notebooks or mobile phones or tablets. All these come under the category of online learning. So the students are benefited by this two-way learning environment. And this is a picture that denotes, that depicts blended learning, face-to-face teaching, as well as digital learning from home. So this is blended learning. And what is the vision? For any thing to come up, we need to have a vision. Just like how the whole country has Vision 2030, like that, even when teaching, you have a vision. And when it comes to blended learning, what is the vision? So the focus of blended learning is to make students be active participants rather than just know the content. It is not enough if the students just know the content. There should be active participation. So what is the vision? The vision is to make students engage themselves in an effective manner to have the right outcome. End of the day, the outcome is very important. So whether the students are engaging themselves, they're putting in a lot of effort to learn from this blended learning, and what is the outcome? So the vision is to bring in the right outcome from the students. Now, why blended learning? Why did we move to blended learning? The very first reason is it boosts learners' efficiency. And how does it boost the efficiency? Because online learning is self-paced. As blended learning partly relies on technology, the student can also have access to online materials anywhere, anytime. So when you have access to material anytime and anywhere, wherever you are, you have your internet and you can download your materials and you have access to all the materials anytime. You don't have to wait for the teacher who's going to come to college. Anywhere you have access to it, it will boost the students' efficiency, the learners' efficiency. And the second reason is increase learners' engagement easily. So with the help of multimedia as well as the face-to-face communication, the learner can deliver great results over time. So as I said earlier, there is a two-way environment of learning. One is in person and another is self-paced learning. So with the help of all these multimedia and face-to-face communication, the learner can, we can expect great results from the learner. And thirdly, better communication. And as we are following this kind of learning, Blackboard, we all are very familiar with Blackboard these days. We've been using it for the past 2 years. So we all are following Blackboard, and Blackboard has helped the teachers to update students on new announcements, assignments, test result. See, a student need not wait to come to college to see her paper and check her results. It's online. Blackboard, you have the results online. So automatically, anytime the student can check the announcement, check the assignment, check the test result, and anything else regarding the course. So even for the teacher, even for the student, it becomes convenient to have a better communication. And the fourth reason is improved collaboration. Collaboration between the teacher and the student. Collaboration is necessary for effective learning. See, when it comes to two-way learning, it enables the students to participate and it enables them to engage in discussions and provide useful feedback. The discussion can happen either face-to-face or online. You have discussions in Blackboard too. So it can be made more effective when the teacher and the student can collaborate either face-to-face or online, whichever way is convenient for both. And this becomes very effective when it has been used properly, whether it is online or in person. And the the second last point is keeping track of learners' progress. See, when we have tests, when we conduct tests or any kind of discussion or any kind of method of assignment in the campus, we need to keep track of learners' progress. But then it becomes difficult when we are in college, when we are in person, it becomes quite difficult to keep track of all the learners' progress. But when it comes to online, of course, you're going to teach them in person, but when it comes to online, you can easily keep a track because whenever they upload an answer and upload an assignment, you can easily know which student has uploaded the assignment. Automatically, if you have given the setting in such a way that the student, as soon as the student uploads an assignment or takes up a quiz or anything, there is a grade which shows that the student has done this, or there is a mark which shows that the student has uploaded her assignment. So it is easy to keep track of learners' progress. And this in blended learning, it becomes more effective than in the traditional way, than in person. Online becomes very effective. So the teacher can teach in the campus and the teacher can track the learner's progress online. So this is a very effective way. So it can be reports, it can be online tests or anything, so that the student can improve their efficiency in whatever they are into. Why blended learning? The final reason why, because the teacher can incorporate different styles of teaching as well as learning. The students can learn in various ways. The reason is the teacher can use teaching aids online as well as, see, when you go in person, there are few aids which will help the teacher to teach better and the students to understand better. Similarly, when it comes to online, the teacher can use certain teaching aids like PowerPoint. The teacher can use images or audio files or video files, which will help students of all levels to understand better. See, all the students in a class of 20, not all the students can grasp what the teacher is teaching at the same time, what the teacher means. The pace of the learner can be slow, fast, it can differ. But when it comes to online, the use of PowerPoint or audio or video, the student can grasp the point easily. So the teaching aids in person as well as online. When there is more audio visual aid there, the teaching becomes effective as well as the learning becomes effective. Moving on to the components of blended learning. We have learning environment component. The very first thing is learning environment. As we all know that there are two-way environment these days. One is online and one is the traditional method in person. So when in online, we have synchronous and asynchronous. What is synchronous and asynchronous? Synchronous is when the teaching and the listening happens at the same time. When the teacher is teaching and the student, what we do these days, we have a set time for the classes. If we have classes from 8 to 10, the students are also present at 8, from 8 to 10. We are also teaching, the students are also there, they are also responding. So that is a synchronous way of teaching. Whatever you teach, there is immediate feedback from the students listen to you and they answer immediately. What is asynchronous? Asynchronous is when you upload your teaching at one particular time, and the student, whenever the student is free, whenever it is possible for the student can watch the video and understand what has been taught. That is asynchronous. It doesn't happen at the same time. So blended learning helps to strengthen the positive attributes of both environments. So learning environment, blended learning is very helpful in making both synchronous and asynchronous very effective. And secondly, it is the media component. It can be any media. I will get into the explanation of media in my next slide. Just to understand what is media component, see, media just delivers content. Media is something which is used as a vehicle to just deliver some content. So whatever media, let it be in person or online, whatever media, it should support that environment. Whatever media you're using should support that environment, let it be in person or traditional or online. It can be synchronous or asynchronous. So what any media that you use should be appropriate. Why should it be appropriate? Because it has to enhance the learning objective. Whatever objective, whatever aim you have, it should just enhance it. It should not be the other way around. And the instructional component, and here it is very important for us, for us teachers, because whether you are going to go in person, whether you're going to have a traditional way of teaching or online teaching, the way the instruction takes place, the class takes place is very important, because the material, the maintaining the instructional quality is very important in blended learning. It is not that you just show them a slide, you show them PowerPoint, you show them video and audio, and just it's done with it. No, the quality of that teaching matters a lot, whether it can be in person or online. What is the quality that has been followed? So the aim of blended learning is to enhance the learning experience and not to make any kind of compromise there. You should not compromise on the quality. Let it be in person or online, quality cannot be compromised, because quality is paramount. Now, these are the various media that that's been used in blended learning. We all are familiar with this. First one is live face-to-face. That is the traditional method that we follow. Instructor-led classroom. When the teachers go to the class, we have this instructor-led classroom. Then we have workshops in the campus, we have coaching, we have mentoring that happens in the campus, and on the job training. On the job training is you train students in person. The students are made to come to college, and you speak to them, you train them, you mentor them, you coach them, and how a particular job has to be done. The training is done in the campus. And here, live face-to-face informal, you have collegial connections, you work in teams, and role modeling. Role modeling is role play. You give them, the students take up a role and they enact it, they do that, role modeling. Now, coming to the online environment, virtual collaboration and synchronous live e-learning classes. We all are familiar with e-learning classes. So we have live classes, we have e-mentoring. Just like how we coach and mentor in campus, we also have e-mentoring. Then virtual collaboration and asynchronous. Asynchronous is when teacher and the student are not present at the same time. So we have email to communicate with the students, and we have these online bulletin boards. What are online bulletin boards? These days, Padlet has become quite familiar, the student or the teacher can use Padlet to comment on a particular topic or to post any question on Padlet, and the students can comment on that particular point or give their suggestions. So online bulletin boards, as an example, you can say Padlet. So what is a list serve? List serve is nothing but electronic mailing list software. And why is it used? It is a mailing list of people who share a common interest. So when someone is posting a message to a list serve, all the individuals who have subscribed to this will receive email. So if there is a particular group, what you can do is if one person is posting something on the list serve, all the students will receive the email who can share, who are sharing common interests. And then we are familiar with online communities. Online communities, we have many communities on the internet or web, we call them web community. So members start interacting via the internet. And we also have self-paced learning where, web learning modules, you have all the teaching material online, web learning modules, and we have various links, online links, where you can just in one click, you can watch a video, or you can go to a particular page to which is of, whichever the teacher can share many links, and the student can click on that link and watch the video that is apt for that particular subject. And we have something called simulation. Simulation is nothing but model. See, suppose some computer program has to be created. What they do is they show you a model as to how it will take place. It maybe not necessarily it would have happened. Maybe you can say in future it will happen. So you can show them a model. This is how you have to do. So this is how it will be made, and this is how the outcome will come. So these simulations are nothing but models that you show to the students. And scenarios, similarly, a situation. You can show them a situation which has not happened. So a similar situation, scenarios that can happen. Now, video and audio CDs, DVDs, we all are familiar with. Online self-assessment, we can take up online tests. It is self-assessment. If you want to check how well you fare in a particular subject, you can take online tests. Then you have workbooks, which are online. And then we have these performance support. Performance support is help that we require when we use technology. All of us may not be very sound in our technical knowledge. So we need support when we use technology. So that is when performance support comes to our aid. What is help system? Help system is nothing but security software to help the customers. And what are print job aids? Print job aids are, you have few printed documents, to guide the students. You can nail it in one particular room so that the student can come and see what's written on that. Wherever it's convenient, the convenient place for the students or the teachers to see. Usually in college, we have the notice board, and all the important information is pasted on the notice board, or it's been nailed to the notice board so that students can come, and it can be a laminated sheet or just a poster, anything. And then we have the knowledge database. Knowledge database is nothing but, what is a database. So what is a knowledge database is it answers to the questions. It gives you a solution to any problem that you face. Then what is documentation? Documentation is nothing but to keep records. And performance or decision support tools. Here, these are computer-based tools, like simulation models to support any process. If you don't know how it happens, you have certain simulations to tell you this is how it is going to happen. Then now, how to start using these, using blended learning. See, formulate your blended learning goals in advance. If you are going to get into this blended learning environment, you need to have your goal. How should I start it? What should I do? And what will be the outcome? And you have to combine online and face-to-face instruction. So how well you can bring in both, how well you can fit online as well as face-to-face instruction with your students. And you need to define your core learning objective and goals. See, as a teacher, we need to know what can be done online and what can be done in person, which is more effective. Accordingly, you can decide. And specify how and when technology will be used. So whether are you going to use an audio or a video, which is more effective? What subject are you teaching? Which should be done more in person and which can be done online? and create learning activities that offer the best of both worlds. So end of the day, what is required is whichever environment you choose, it is going to offer the best of both the worlds. Let it be, best to the students. You should make maximum use of both the environments. Let it be online or let it be face-to-face. Now, these are few blended learning tools that can be used, and you can assign online coursework and have students complete their assignments online. And then you can use the LMS that we are using, Blackboard, where the students and the teachers can easily access anytime. That is what we are doing. We are having the LMS system, Blackboard, and engage students in online instruction. Often, you have face-to-face support in classroom also, where with flexible face-to-face support in the classroom, it can be, here we are not using video, but then online the instruction can take place. When you meet them in campus, maybe you can have face-to-face interaction with them and clear their doubts. Now we have few more like project-based online learning that can culminate in classroom discussions and enhanced activities. And you also have a computer lab instruction with in-person instruction. In our campus, we have computer labs. So what happens is each student can have a system, and the teacher can be in person with the student and instruct the student. And in-class digital learning response system enable teachers to respond to student work in real time. So here, what you can do is, when digital learning response system is, if you have seen in Blackboard, you have something called, if you are teaching online, and if you want to know whether the students have really understood or not, if you really want to know whether the students have understood, you use this yes or no question. You have it in Blackboard. When you ask the student, then you check that as a graph. You can see that as a graph. How many students have told yes and how many students have told no. If you can ask the question to the student, did you understand? So did you understand this particular lesson? Did you understand the particular topic? So you can have a vote kind of thing. You have this in your Blackboard, and the students can come with an answer. They can just click and they can say yes or no, and you will have a graph to show out of 100% how many students have told yes and how many students have come out with an answer no. That is in-class digital learning response. The response that you get from the students, you can see it as a graph to know the total percentage of how many students have understood and how many have not. And then through online coursework completion with video recordings, teachers can effectively evaluate student performance remotely. When it comes to online, you can the teachers can upload their videos, so you can check whether the students have understood, and they can check the video recordings, and based on that you can also see that the students, whether they have if they have submitted any kind of assignment, they have uploaded any video, and the teacher can evaluate the students' performance online. And then we have some instructors may guide a classroom of students sitting at computers. See, this is another thing where, let us take an example of a language lab. There will be some 10 systems in the lab, and the teacher will also use a system, but the teacher will be able to know what is happening in all the 10 systems. The teacher can monitor, and accordingly, she will have the main system, and the teacher can actually view and go and help the student if they have any doubts. And so this way the instruction can become better. And other blended learning educators may teach a lesson in person. It can be person, it can be an assignment which can be sent online, and the student can complete and submit it online, and the teachers can upload their lectures, and later the students can watch it at home. So it can happen in class, or it can happen at home. So anyway, with this teacher supervision, it will be an enhanced experience. And blended learning takes endless forms and can be customized for any learning method. So what you choose to pursue in your own classroom will depend in part on the technology available at your school. See, for us, we have Blackboard, but we are not aware of what platform the others use. So when we have access to Blackboard, how best can we make use of Blackboard? what are the features that are there in Blackboard, what tools do we have, and how best blended learning can take place. Though we go to college and we teach there, how best can we make use of Blackboard? That we need to check according to the availability to us, to our, to us, the teachers, as well as to the students. Now, impact of blended learning. What is the outcome, the impact? A well-developed offering and program of blended learning can enhance a student's experience. It can improve the outcome. It can widen participation. The students will be more interested to participate if they have flexibility, and improve accessibility and inclusion. Inclusion is like here, when the students have more accessibility and they have flexibility, they wouldn't mind to actively participate, and the outcome will be better. And to end this session, I would like to tell that blended learning is very, very important. It is very significant, for it is the bridge of promoting students' knowledge, breadth, and depth. In a technological developed era, using only in-person instruction is fruitless for electronic loved students. So these days, everyone is familiar with all the gadgets. So for a student who loves using gadgets and who loves to learn online, I think that should be provided to the students so that learning can become effective. And adopting solo online learning has its demerits, such as late feedback. See, there is also, see, any kind of learning will have advantage as well as disadvantage. So when it comes to online learning, it also has its demerits, such as late feedback and difficulty for the teacher to speak to the student at the right time, and to engage the student. And the student will be isolated if it is only online. The student, there is a possibility for the student to be isolated and not mingle with others, and there'll be lack of motivation. These are few disadvantages of online teaching. And but end of the day, what it says is, designing a blended course effectively and integrating a positive side of online and face-to-face education, one can one can really master the content, whatever instruction or teaching has taken place. So adopting technology in the education system and blended learning is valuable in the academic world. So these days, blended learning, there is a lot of people go in for blended learning, and they have seen a lot of improvement in blended learning, and they have started adopting technology along with the traditional method. And I think blended learning can be used to enhance learning. Thank you for your patient listening, teachers. Thank you so much. And I have to share another link. Kindly, please take up the post test and the attendance link. Both I'll share. And I also have an evaluation link. I request the teachers to kindly one second. Yes. Thank you, teachers. And I would like to share this is the attendance. Teachers, please fill in this attendance link. Thank you, Saida ma'am. Teachers, please fill in the attendance link. And this is the post test. I request all of you to kindly take up the post test too. Teachers, I have shared the post-test link as well as the attendance link. Kindly take it up, fill it. And teachers, if you have any questions, teachers, if there are any questions, please check. You have to fill the attendance link and the post-test link. And finally, you have another link for evaluation. Request all the teachers to please take time to fill this particular link, evaluation link. There are 4 links that are shared in the chat. One is the pre-test, then we have the attendance link, then we have the post-test, and finally the evaluation link. Request all the teachers to fill in all the 4, please.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Humaira, ma'am.
Ma'am, here only 3 links are there. One for attendance, and other one is the evaluation.
Ma'am, I shared the post. Once again, ma'am, I will share it again for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, did you take up the pre-test?
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, here the pre-test and the attendance are same link. You check, ma'am.
Okay.
The same link are there. Only 3 links are there here in chat box.
Okay, ma'am. I think you. Beginning of the session, I shared one link. I will share once again all the links for the teachers. I will share it again. 1 second.
I filled attendance and evaluation, but pre.
One second, ma'am. I will just share the one which I'm sharing now. This is the pre-test.
Okay, ma'am.
This is the pre-test. And then the next one. This one is the attendance link. Attendance.
Yes, attendance I finished, ma'am. This
okay.
Only.
And once again, ma'am, I will share all the 4 for others. And then I will share the post-test. This is the post-test. And finally, this is the attendance. This is the attendance.
Post-test.
Yes, and this is the attendance, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Teachers, kindly check if you have filled all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. If you have filled, thank you so much, teachers.
Yes, done, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, teachers. If there are no queries, then I can end the session. Yes. Thank you, everyone. I will end the session now.